So my name is Mark Corbett. I'm the CEO of a innovation consultancy called Pace Ventures, and basically we are all about using hackathons as a means for destabilizing the traditional norms inside corporates, driving innovation, driving a shift in culture, driving better collaboration across networks, organizations, teams, etc. Very, very problem focused. We're all about actually solving problems rather than just kind of doing things for the sake of them.
Okay, great, nice answer. So how did you first get interested in technology when you were younger?
Yeah, first computer I ever had, I hated it. Just didn't like my computer, didn't get on with it, nothing worked, and I just thought that there must be better ways of doing things. And you start doing research and seeing what's out there, and then you catch up with trends, and looking at the future was like, oh my god, this is really exciting. This feels like there's a movement happening, there's change, and it was a positive change. It was something I wanted to be a part of. And I had some amazing advice when I was relatively young that was don't follow or don't ever go into a stagnant industry, right? Don't go where it's shrinking and the digital economy just looked like the next big thing. And for me as well, I'm driven by trying to create some real value in the world and create a positive change. And I think tech is a huge force for good, and that's something that I really want to be a part of.
Okay, great. So how do you see the future of blockchain technology evolving over the next few years?
I think blockchain needs a little bit of time for the rest of the world to catch up to what's going on. It needs to kind of build its base and demonstrate clearly and articulately to the rest of the world that isn't already sold on what blockchain is, on the value it can bring them in day-to-day lives. Mm-hmm. Right? I'm all about benefits and not features. No one actually cares how cool your tech is. People care about the impact and the benefit and the value that you can bring to their lives. And that's what I think I'd love to see the real leaders in the blockchain space doing for everybody else in the world.
So how would they do that on practical terms?
I'd be doing it if I knew how.
Okay, fair play. So you were talking about AI before. Where do you fit in with AI?
Where do I fit in with AI? We have an education technology business. We've actually spun out of our own kind of innovation consultancy, and that is using AI as a means of helping young people figure out the skills that they both have, don't have, directing them in the points where they need to improve, and getting them in front of the right kind of learning, right? And then likewise driving them into the right kind of opportunities and engagements with potential employers that they need. I want fewer applications to jobs, more strategic, and that's what employers want. You don't want 1,000 CVs, you just want 10 really good ones, right? And we are a part of creating that change, looking at how people can understand and better understand where their careers are going. In terms of the future of AI, there is a massive gap in terms of ethical leadership at the top. Who is it that is setting the bar with what we're building, how it's going to influence people's lives, and communicating that to the wider world, to the public that kind of needs to understand that it's a direction that we can't turn back on, and it's a wonderful force for good as long as it is created by the right people, using the right kind of tools with the right kind of frameworks in mind.
So how far do you think AI can go?
The sky really is the limit, man. Whether you believe in a Terminator's world or a Deus Ex Machina, right? Like, it's coming, and it's up to us to design the best possible version of it. And I think if we don't, it's very scary, right? That's why you need good leadership at the top.
So you are a little bit concerned that it could go in the wrong direction?
Yeah, 100%, right? You put bad leaders with a lot of power, and you get horrific moments in history, right? And we have come back from many of those moments. Maybe we don't come back from AI. So Fermat's paradox is a really interesting look at why we don't meet aliens. There are thresholds in societies as to why societies crumble. Things like diseases. Maybe one of them is nuclear war. Maybe one of them is AI. Scary, right? But if you don't acknowledge that this could be terrifying, you don't take control, then you're being controlled.
If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you travel to?
I would go spend some time on a beach. The most exotic, remote beach I've never heard of in the world, and that ideally no one else has heard of, and I would chill out.
All right, nice. Do you think it is hard for people working in cryptocurrency to chill out?
I think it's hard for people to chill out.
In general?
Your job is of no relevance or importance to me whatsoever. It's only as difficult as you decide it is difficult, as opposed to that you love it and they're problems that you can love breaking through. Because everybody does difficult problem solving, right? And really life is a whole string of problem solving. Ideally, you just get better quality problems as you go along. Like, how do I spend my millions from investing in the right kind of crypto, for example?
Right. And finally, what's your favourite movie?
I'm not sure if I'd commit to this being my favourite, but certainly one of the big ones in my top 10 is Reservoir Dogs. Disrupted the status quo of the traditional heist film. It's a ton of fun. I think it stands the test of time really well. And it's also interesting to see Tarantino at his very first and how he's learned from that. Bull.io.